What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, short video. My 2016 Challenger Scat Pack hit a deer, or the deer hit it. So I ran it up to Maaco to see what it's going to take to fix it. And I know what you're thinking, why don't you fix it yourself? Well, I wish I could, except I don't have time. I am far too busy right now to be messing with something like this, so I'm just going to pay for this out of pocket. And the deer didn't do that much damage. There is some hair still stuck in the bumper there. The bumper took a, now the deer got away, he's fine. Unfortunately, the damage here, the splitter is damaged pretty badly. It's scraped up pretty bad. It's hanging off. The fog light is missing, completely gone. The bumper is damaged. Oh, well, this is falling out. And this header panel, I guess is what this would be called, is broken. So Maaco came out, they took a look at it, they're gonna hook me up. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be cheap. This little incident is gonna cost me about $2,500. That's right, about $2,500. That's just the way it goes sometimes. I was literally heading back home. I went to the movies and it was 11 o'clock at night. Boom, a deer ran out in front of me. I did everything in my power to avoid hitting him, and I couldn't do it, man. I swerved, I hit the brakes, and I hit him. Now this is my stupid cheap, I think it's a 2016 Scat Pack. Let's take a look real quick. It is a, it's a 2016 Scat Pack with about 133,000 miles on the odometer, so she's got some miles on her. But I love this car. I'm going to tell you right now, if I didn't love the car, I wouldn't be spending $2,500 fixing that minimal damage. I wouldn't. I would drive it, I would enjoy it, then when I was done with it, I'd send it to the auction. You got the Brembo brakes, you got straight piped exhaust, which is insanely loud. It is a really, really nice car. 485 horsepower, and I love it. I'm currently averaging 23 plus miles a gallon. It's got Vox wheels, it's got Nitto tires, it's got the Brembo brakes, the Alcantara, I mean the ventilated seats. It's got literally everything. And I got this car for a crazy steal of only $15,000. So I want to do right by the car. Obviously somebody loved it, somebody took care of it, and I want to do the same. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fixed. I've already signed the paperwork, and of course Maaco here in Oklahoma City, right off Santa Fe. We're gonna come back when they've got this thing done, and we'll see how this car turns out, guys. If you need any work done by Maaco, come over here and check them out. Holler at Paul, tell him Randy sent you. All right, 632-8838, area code 405. This is right off of I-240 in Santa Fe here in Oklahoma City. Come holler at them, they'll take care of you. Let's come back and see how this car turns out. And just like that, we're back with the Challenger. And so it cost me about $2,500. I paid for this, like I said, out of my own pocket. And overall, I'm happy with it, with the exception of one thing has really got me kind of pissed off. And I'll show it to you here in a second. As you can see, I mean, it looks exactly like it did prior to the accident, which is what I was looking for. In fact, it may be a little better because I had them adjust the hood a little bit, and they got the hood aligned a lot better than it was before. Now I've picked this car up, I've driven it home. I actually picked it up almost a week ago, and I had one issue with the repair. And before I made this video, you guys know that I love my local Maaco, okay? So I don't want this to come off as, me trying to start drama or cause problems, but here's the thing about me. Okay, whether a place sponsors me or not, which by the way, Maaco does not sponsor me, but whether I'm sponsored or not, if I get treated badly or unfairly, or if the quality of the product or services is subpar, I'm going to call it out. That's just me. So for anybody that's ever thinking about working with me, don't think that just because you work with me, like you own me or my opinion, because you don't. And I'm saying all of this because I do have a bone to pick with Maaco, but I'm trying to make it clear this isn't anything against them. I've already talked to Paul over there, and I'm hoping that they're going to make this right, because honestly, I'm pretty pissed off that I got taken on this. So you probably can't see what the problem is. I'll be honest, the paint came out perfect. The repair that they did, remember this was busted. All right, so this is new and it looks great. The headlight bezel, also new, looks great. I do have kind of a an issue though. There's one of the original fog lights. You remember that one was busted, so that one should be brand new. However, they put it in the other side of the bumper here. So that's the brand new one. I wish they would have said, hey, why don't we add a second fog light? It was like $140. I would have paid the $140 because now I have a nice, shiny, crystal clear fog light. And I have one that looks like it's going blind, right? Now, the next thing. I didn't notice this when I picked the car up. I was kind of in a hurry, which is no excuse, but I took Maaco for their word. You know, I paid the $2,500. The car, when you look at it, looks great, right? Don't see any problems. I didn't either, all right? But then I noticed this as I got a little closer and I was looking for the paint and everything, and I was like, they did really good. But then I noticed, wait a minute, this splitter is all tore up. You see the pieces hanging off of it? What's going on here? This was supposed to be brand new from the dealer, from Dodge. This part was over $500 for this little splitter. And it's also got bug guts all over it. And I was like, wait a minute. How are there bug guts and scratches and pieces chewed up on the bottom of it? I came over to this side because I suspected I knew what happened. And hopefully you can see there, all the scratches from the deer are still there. Yeah, now they did put the splitter back on. It's attached again like it's supposed to be, but it is, I mean, it is scratched up severely from what I'm assuming is the deer's hoof. His leg must have caught this, and I think his hoof went across it and just scraped the living hell out of it. With that said, when you're not standing right on top of it, you're not going to see it. It's really not that big of a deal, guys. So I thought, you know, how did that happen? So I looked at my bill just to verify, and sure enough, I was charged for that part and for the labor to install it. And obviously the part was not installed, nor was the part purchased. So when you think about it, the total bill is $2,500. This piece right here, just a hair over $500. Okay, that's 20% of my, that's a big deal. 20% of my entire bill here, and the repair was not completed. So, you know, I sent Paul an email. I wasn't trying to bother him on the phone. I sent him an email and I said, hey, number one, would you guys be willing to please make an exception for me and paint this Corvette? Because without a painter, I have no more videos on this car, which kind of defeats the whole purpose. The whole purpose was to bring this Corvette back within a couple of videos from wrecked to completely done, painted and ready to go. Maaco has painted Corvettes for me in the past with no issue. So I bought this car assuming that Maaco was going to paint it. Well, the verdict came in. The ultimate final verdict is they are not going to paint the Corvette. So now I'm left with no painter and a Corvette that I'm not even sure what the rest of the content is going to be. I don't even know what I can do with this car now. It looks ridiculous. In my opinion, it looks ridiculous with a red hood, the scraped up bumper that was supposed to be repaired, and this black stripe with an LS1 going down the fender. It looks stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, now I've got a Corvette. So I'm already kind of disappointed because I've never heard of a place that paints cars saying we will not paint this particular type of car. But whatever, it's their business, it's their decision. I respect it. I'm just not happy about it because this kind of screwed up my whole plan for the video series on this car. It was supposed to be just a couple videos, not one and done, but 2 videos from start to finish. Corvette's rebuilt, painted, looks great, drives great, we send it down the road. Well, that didn't work out. And then you compound that with this whole deal right here. I sent Paul the email immediately and I didn't hear back from him. So I figured, hey, you know, it's the weekend, I ain't gonna worry about it. Come Monday, didn't hear back from him. So I called him Monday evening and he said, well, he's been real busy. He hasn't had time to get back to me. He said, I got your emails, I ain't had time to get back with you. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'll get back with you tomorrow morning, which would have been Tuesday. Well, Tuesday came and went. Paul never got a hold of me. Wednesday came and went. Paul never got a hold of me. Today, for me, is Thursday. And he still didn't get a hold of me. So I finally called him up and I'm like, hey, Paul, And he's like, yeah, you know, Randy, he's like, I'm on top of it. I'm just really busy. He said, I've got you on my list, but you're not at the top of it yet. You're close to the top of my list, but you're not there yet. And I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of, I found that kind of offensive. I'm not, it's been almost a week since this was done. I paid cash, guys, my own money. Like, this was not an insurance. I paid my own money to have this done. And it was not completed as we agreed. So I'll be honest with you, the splitter, I don't care. Whatever you call that thing, I don't care. This is a used car. It's a 2016 Challenger Scat Pack. This car's got 133,000 miles on it. You know, it's not that big of a deal, guys. It's an older used car I enjoy. In fact, I love driving this more than almost any other car that I have. It's just the perfect everything car. You know, it gets 22 miles a gallon, which blows a Hellcat out of the water. It's got almost 500 horsepower, long tube headers, great sounding exhaust. I'm pretty sure it's been lowered a smidge in the front and the rear, aftermarket wheels. I love just everything. The stance, the look, the feel, everything. The shaker hood. I love this car. But the splitter, let's be real, it's not that big of a deal. It's attached, it's not falling off. I would have liked to have had that fog light replaced so that they at least match, but at the end of the day, I can throw a fog light in it. So, you know, I get a hold of Paul and he tells me basically he's still busy, and I get it. They got a lot of cars going in now, but like, I'm a really good customer. You know what I mean? I've been with them for years and years. I send a lot of people their way. I can't tell you how many people have told me that they have come from out of state and used that Maaco because they're so good. And they are, legitimately. Again, I don't want to make this a disparaging video about Maaco. It's not. It's this one experience that I've had, and I am pretty pissed off about it. Paul is a great guy. The people over there at Maaco do great work, as you can see. We've shown you car after car after car that they painted. They do great work. Somebody made a mistake on this splitter, and I understand. Like, I didn't start out being mad about it. It's like, whatever. It's got some scratches on it. It's attached. It'll be fine. So what I expected is for Paul to say, hey, no big deal, Randy, I'm sorry. You know, an apology would have been nice. And then something simple like, we're going to refund you the $500 and some back to your credit card, you know? And then we'll be good. That's fine. I'm happy with that, because now instead of a $2,500 repair, that deer cost me $2,000. Sounds like a deal to me, but that's not what happened. Today, he said, we're going to need to make arrangements for me to bring the car back. Okay, here's the thing. I am very short on time, and I know that's nobody's problem but my own, and honestly, nobody should care. It's not anybody's business problem. Nobody should care about my troubles, okay? But I am very short on time. I've got so many cars, so many projects, so many videos to get done. The last thing I need to do is have to take this, because I have to catch an Uber, okay? I have to take this, as you can see, we're in Byers. The city is an hour away, okay? So I got to take this an hour to the city, then I got to catch an Uber to get back home, okay? Then when it's time to pick it up, I got to catch an Uber to go get the car and then drive it back. That is a hell of an inconvenience for a job that should have already been done. I shouldn't have to take the car back and waste more time getting this part installed. What I would like is just to get my $500 back and call it a day. When I go to sell the car, which ultimately you guys know I probably will, do you think anybody's going to care that that splitter way down there has a few scuff marks on it? No, guys, no. I don't think that in the big scheme of things, that splitter is going to make that big of a difference. Which begs the question, then why did you opt to have it replaced to begin with? Well, that was at Paul's recommendation. This splitter was hanging off of the car pretty good, man. It was, oh, it still is. Oh. What? I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's still kind of, okay, well, I didn't know that this thing was still somewhat not attached. Huh, that's news to me. Okay, anyway, Paul said that this was going to need to be replaced. He said, let's not go aftermarket. The aftermarket parts are really bad. Let's stick with OEM. We'll get it from the dealer. And I trust Paul. I know that he knows what he's talking about, so there you go. Here's what should have been a new splitter, but it's still the same old one, and it's not even fully attached. So ultimately, at this point, I am bummed that the situation went down the way it did. You know, the splitter should have been done right the first time. I got charged for it. It should have been installed. If I had not paid closer attention because of being in a hurry, I would have absolutely not caught that. And I would have paid out over $500 for a part that never got installed. And that's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. That's not good. And the fact that it's already been almost a week since I picked this car up and we still don't have an actual resolution to this, other than at some point when he has time, he will call me to get my car in and fix it right. That's not that's not a great solution either. But anyway, I wanted to kind of give a conclusion to the car. I'm not looking to get rid of it, at least not right now. I've had a lot of people asking me if I'll sell it. I've had people emailing me. I've been offered $20,000 for this car. Now, if you guys remember, I paid 15 grand for it. 20 grand, it's a hell of a deal, man. That's a hell of a deal. And I put some miles on it. And I don't really race it. I do like to get on it because the exhaust just sounds so good, man. This car sounds... In fact, I just got done driving it just a few minutes ago. So it's probably still warmed up, but the exhaust, it sounds so good. And you get the ventilated seats, nice cold air conditioning. Oh, it's got 134,000 miles on it now with an average fuel economy of 22.4. No warning lights, everything works, new tires, and this exhaust is insane. It sounds so good. The shaker hood is something that I really love about this car too, the shaker package. So I don't really see myself wanting to get rid of this anytime soon. I got a great price on it, and it's a lot of fun to drive. So I'm probably going to continue putting miles on it, and while I'm at it, still being able to get, while playing with it. No, I don't race, but I do like to get on it. And if somebody like gets next to me and they want to go, we'll play around. But I mean, I'm not like balls to the wall, 120 miles. I ain't into all that kind of stuff, guys. It's a fun car. I just like enjoying it and playing with it a little bit. But I can manage 22 miles a gallon doing that in a car with probably with the long tube headers and tune, probably right at 500 horsepower. Great deal. I love the car, so I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. The Corvette, though, like I said, this one I'm real bummed about. That's not even the right word for it. I really had big plans for this, man. This was going to be a really quick series, and that was the point. I wanted something that was wrecked that we could put back together relatively quickly and put back on the road and be like, boom, look at this easy rebuild. It was cheap, and yeah. Watch Jericho got a hold of me. He said that he wanted it. He offered me $5 grand a while back for it, and I told him that I had already bought all the parts and spent quite a bit of money. And then we put it back together. Santa's Workshop, Monkey Wrench Mike. We all got together and, you know, threw the car back together. And I got a hold of him again and said, hey, if you want it, you know, you can have it for the $5 grand you offered, which is an insane deal. I'm definitely losing a ton of money on it. And he said he'd get back to me. I never heard back from him. So I messaged him again and said, hey, last chance if you're interested. I didn't hear back from him. So I have to assume that JR is no longer interested in the Corvette. Check engine light came on this. We're going to have to probably do another video on this, get it in the shop, find out why the check engine light's on. I have a hunch that it's going to be the throttle body. I'm crossing my fingers. I have a hunch it's the throttle body. AC does not work on this. The compressor works, but something is clogged, and I'm guessing it's probably the expansion valve / orifice tube. I've got a hunch that that's what it is. The compressor works fine. AC comes on like it's supposed to. I sucked all the old Freon out. We put fresh Freon in it, and it still doesn't work. Other than that, drives down the road just fine. And honestly, guys, I don't even know what to do with this car at this point. I just got the title rebuilt on this, so it will have a rebuilt title. Maybe I'll send it to Copart. Maybe I'll put it in my own name and sell it down the road. Maybe I'll just drive it when the weather cools down and enjoy having a Corvette, because ultimately I think I'm going to get rid of the Viper here soon as I'm working on some other things. Speaking of other things, this one I'm putting this in my own name as well. This one is going into my own name tomorrow. By the time you see this video, I'll probably already have all the title work done and back, and everything will be good to go. I am going to get out here. I'm going to try to put that part in that I got, and if we can get it running, great. If that fixes it, wonderful. If it doesn't, I'm sending it down the road, guys. I'm probably gonna look for 1,500 bucks. It's gonna come with 2 brand new batteries, and whatever that new part is, I can't even remember what the hell it is. You guys will have to take a look in here. It's hell, I don't even remember where it is anymore. It sits behind here somewhere, right there. That piece right there, it bolts. Oh, son of a gun. Can you see it? Right there, literally bolts right there where that tube is going over the top of your screen. It's that piece. Boy, I sure don't know how to get to it, but we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna have to figure it out because I think that's what's causing it to not have enough oil pressure to run the fuel injectors. And without enough oil pressure for the injector, she ain't gonna run. Now, it could be other things. There's stands, there's a high pressure oil pump. If it's any of those, this thing's scrap value in my opinion, guys. 70,000 miles, E350. And honestly, this thing is taking up too much space. And this is not something that I think I'm gonna spend a whole lot more time on. You may have noticed this little gem right here. This is another one of my latest purchases. Just got here from Pennsylvania. Yeah, you know what that is, right? You know what that is. Video of this will be coming, you know, at some point. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but for what it is, which is a 128,000 mile Dodge Neon SRT4, manual transmission, turbocharged 16 valve twin cam 4-banger, bolstered seats, all the goodness, guys. This literally just showed up a few hours ago. I haven't even had a chance to look it over other than walking past it. So kind of a sneak peek. We'll see. Maybe I got a good deal on it. Again, it's sold on a red light, so it could be a total pile. I don't know. We'll see. We have the Geo Metros. I got 2 Geo Metro convertibles. Both of those need work. That one still doesn't run. We have the police cruiser over there that I use to slow people down from speeding. We have the Viper in the garage, the 57 Chevy. We have a new Tesla. And I'm currently winning a Tesla Model S Plaid from auction for an insanely cheap price. So I'm working very hard to bring some new content to the channel. There's the other Geo Metro hiding over there. So I think that's going to be it for this video. You know, again, I don't want anybody to think that I'm telling you that Maaco is horrible. Don't use Maaco. That's not it at all, guys. As long as Maaco will allow me to keep coming out there, you know, and as long as they keep doing great quality paint jobs at affordable prices, I will continue using them. I'm just bummed today for this video. I'm definitely bummed. My Corvette that I was really looking forward to finishing that. It doesn't look like it's going to be finished. And when you start a project, you want to see it to fruition. When you start a video series, you want to finish it. You don't ever start a video series with the intention of canceling it in the middle. Sometimes it happens. The Scat Pack, that's another one. Just kind of 2 bummers in a row, man. Being told that you're not painting the Corvette and then telling me that, you know, you'll get to me whenever you can get to me for fixing something that, you know, I paid for. Yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset with it, but their paint jobs are honestly, for the money, absolutely unbeatable. Just a bad experience this one time. Listen, guys, if you enjoyed the video today, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.